Greetings, Shelpers. Thank you for joining me today for Galaxy Burger. I'm sorry it's not Cult of the Lamb. I pulled an audible last second because I'm not feeling up to snuff right now, so I feel like this would be a better game. I can't tell you exactly what's wrong other than I haven't been sleeping, I have a headache, probably stress related. You all know me, right? Open burger joint. Okay. Regular shift. I'm not sure how long we're going to be or any fun thing like that. So serve all the customers. Oops. Yeah, this goes a little wonky because you have to use the... I'm using the Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One, I forget what it is. And your right stick controls that. So head chef says, "Oh, you're the new cook? Wonderful. I've taken a year-long vacation. You'll be working in my place. By the way, make me a simple burger, bun and patty, medium rare. You have a stove down there. Wait. You have a stove down there. Grill a patty and put a bun on it. You're going to want ketchup. No, you're not even going to want ketchup. Once you made the burger, place it on the automatic tray. Okay. Yes, you have to turn the burger on. Yes, we are basically doing a glorified hot plate. Happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. Husband and I sent, I guess, memes to each other. I don't even know. I sent some gifts to family members. Pretty much all I do outside of the cards I make. Which is fine. Eventually you can like pop down or pop in a recipe more in depth up here. I'll show you as time goes on. Husband's not joining me today. He usually uses his deck and I'm using it today so that I get a more console-like experience and I can see what's going on in chat. So he wants it on the tray. Sometimes it's wonky where you point with this thing, so... Alright, I need to check that everything is assembled correctly. That's right, what you cooked up for me. The food is amazing. If it was amazing, jackass, why didn't you give me 100%? Okay, Robo Kitten says, it's my first day at your burger joint, so my order is a big burger. Oh, God. He already wants the toasted bun? You're gonna lose one of your 9 lives, pal. Okay, hold on. I think we need 2 mediums. Husband's colors on his system are a lot brighter than the ones we have on our computer in general, so... Okay, they want 2 pieces of tomato, I believe. And your job is to get, like, good ratings and money, and you'll unlock new stuff on each planet. More stars means you can go to other planets, etc., etc. Okay, patty on the bun. I think I griddled the thing, so I'm fine. And then you gotta wait sometimes. There's like one planet with 2 people or 2 windows, which is a bugbear if you don't have anybody else. So, I found out something about Fantasy Life 2. Now, what I found out before was the people who were behind Mighty Number 9 are the ones making it, at least some of them. Some of the people who worked on it. So I'm just like, what in the hell is that about? Sounds like an unholy union to me. I love the first Fantasy Life, and then we're not getting... Anyway, what I heard today was in the West, because of course... Okay, we need 1 well-done patty and then 1 medium, so... Let's get on that shit. Yeah, it's small. You have to figure out where to put things. And if you put things too close to each other, they will not cook. They also want a griddled piece of cheese. Okay, that'll go pretty fast. But first of all, let's squirt blood. Sometimes they give me a low rating, so I just cover it in stuff. It'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, they are not bringing out a physical release to the West of Fantasy Life 2. And that is a kick in the twat, Shelpers. It really is. I'm excited for this release. It's one of the few releases I am truly excited for this year so far. And then it's like, by the way, fuck you, no. And it was a great game. The first one was a great game on the 3DS, so... I mean, yeah, part of the, like, main story stuff took place more in cutscene or text thing, then whatever. But the job system, everything was so good. The graphics, it was an amazing time. It was an amazing time. So I was really thrilled when it was announced. I was like, yes, I thought this franchise was long dead. Put it in my veins, all that fun stuff. And then they're like, by the way, fuck you. It's the people who worked on Mighty Number 9, which was subpar. Everybody has their own opinion, but that's what I feel. Yes, 100% after I, like, coded your stuff. Okay, then we can have a regular burger with ketchup and a cheeseburger. And I got a bonus. Very nice. Profit is 58. Oh, the head chef is back, and he says, you've got a burger recipe. Make a burger according to the recipe. Check the book. Find the recipe in the recipe book and follow the instructions. No way. Okay, you can click on it right here, I think. Wait, yes. All right. So it's just a burger with an actual ketchup, which is what it should have been all along. But yeah, so it feels like a kick in the cock in so many ways. I deleted the last stream I did because I don't like the thought of being taken out of context. And I was talking about how trans rights are human rights because they fucking are. And how they're trying to be legislated out of, or how the government is trying to legislate them out of existence. And I'm not okay with that. But I went on and on and on, probably droned on too long, as I am wont to do. And I want to be clear in everything I say. And sometimes I'm not. I leave a thought dangling because I have 18 other tabs open in my head or whatever. So, and I don't think it's fair that I don't give it, like, all of my attention sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like I'm uncomfortable. I feel sometimes like a newborn foal, like doing the verbal version of, like, using my legs for the first time. Although not like I particularly could because I never learned the whole walking thing, but you get the gist. Alright, so RoboKitten wants a vegetarian burger. Oh, it's a raw bun. Okay. I can't always tell raw versus cooked, but anyway. The cheese has to be griddled. I was like, wait, why does he want cheese? It's a vegetarian, not a vegan burger. And yes, they will ask for that too sometimes. Okay. Cheese is good. Yeah. From Wisconsin. Yeah. Okay. Now, 4 picks. So we go to... Counting with Toluca. 3. 4. But yeah, husband and I don't really do anything special for Valentine's Day. I mean, it's a cute holiday and everything, but I think part of it is that we just feel like we should do the love thing year-round. And I know for some people it's an excuse. Especially if they, like, get busy or they have kids. They're like, oh shit, today's the day we were supposed to do the love thing. But, yeah. We hang out a lot every day and... Okay, they don't want... So they want a burger, not a cheeseburger, technically. Because they're being a little bit weird up there. Okay, but we're gonna start this anyway. Oh wait, we need 2 of these because they want 2 burgers. Because one's at the bottom. Okay, 2 burgers, so 2 buns. Husband's gift I got him arrived today. Eventually he'll put it together. It's a little Kirby diorama thing with him and Waddle Dee on a seesaw? I'm not sure. Don't at me, Chad. I'm drunk, okay? If I sound out of it, it's because I don't sleep. I have headaches. All sorts of fun stuff, so... I have what I call stress hungover. And it's not just physical stuff that makes me ill. It's also, like, too much mental stuff going on. And in a good way, though, I did figure out one thing that's important to me. And I had a poem that had a structure I wasn't happy with. And I was able to... Why am I getting out pickles and everything? Only the cheeseburger requires that. What am I doing with my life? Alright, that's fine. Okay. We have 1 regular burger, so I can just pop this in and get on with it. Alright, there we go. There's your burger. Have fun with that without getting your hands messy. Okay. The cheeseburger is a regular burger with a tomato, a pickle. They also have cucumbers later on down the line, so you have to be careful of that. And no cheese, so I do need ketchup. There we go. No napkins for you, though. That's your penance. Okay, there we go. Let's hope they're happy. There's a song by Blue October called, like, I Hope You're Happy or something, and I love that song, so that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, I know. I know, and everything is just a festooned fuckery of foreskin lately, and it's beyond belief sometimes. And they are working on, like, gutting Medicare and Medicaid, and I rely on that stuff to, stay alive. Okay, so this cat is forgetful, so that means it's gonna actually need something else, but not remember it. So, it only wants a vegan burger. By the way, Shy Guy, I hope you're well. Okay, vegan burger, toasted. And I just fucked up my pillows, so... Balls. Unrelenting balls. Turn on the burner, which is a hot plate. You can't convince me otherwise. Well, he only wants, like, toasted bun and tomato. Some of these people, I'm like, you could not have had toast and tomato at home. Like, this is definitely, we have toast and tomato at home. But then again, some of these people are intergalactic travelers, and we shouldn't shame them for not having a kitchen on the spaceship. Because, I don't know if you knew this, but astronauts can't actually use regular pencils on a spaceship because the spark can actually get sucked into their system and they can have a fire. So they're not allowed to use actual pencils. Sorry about that, I'm adjusting my damn pillows. Okay. Oh, I forgot something. Could you add it? Just another one. Sure, that's fine. Not even condiments, it's fine. But yeah, I realize I talk a lot about politics, and I'm like, it's important to me. It should be important to other people. But at the same time, I don't want to be taken out of context at the same time. I understand people come to a stream not to be preached to or bitched at, or... I don't know, it's tough. But it's important to me, so I'm probably going to end up talking about it all over again anyway at some point, because that's just how I fucking am. But yeah, it is what it is. And I was thinking about having a channel in my Discord for, like, links to videos and articles and all that other stuff politically, so people could peruse some of the stuff I'm seeing. And then if you want, we could have an actual conversation about why this is or isn't a legitimate source, or taking things at face value and being like, if this is the way it is, why is this the way it is? So, okay, that's griddled. I also need a cheeseburger, so I need another patty down. Okay, do I need a toasted bun for anything? I do not. Okay. But yeah, so I thought about putting up stuff for the resources. That way, if people want to kind of just tune out from the politics stuff but check it later, you know, that would be a thing to do too, maybe. Okay, a burger with no ketchup, but griddled cheese. Okay, and a pickle. No ketchup, griddled cheese, pickle. Okay, I think that's what that means. And then we have a regular good old-fashioned cheeseburger in paradise. So we're gonna just take that. Take the raw. There is ketchup on this thing. Is that mustard? No, that's mayonnaise. How do we get cum before mustard? I have no idea. I have no idea, Shelpers. Yes, yes, that is actually a thing. Or he's being facetious, either way. Yeah, it's pretty terrible what's going on right now. And the tariffs and stuff. You know, if you would have told me, like, 3 years ago, like, it was an Onion article, I would have been like, yeah, that totally tracks. The Onion would totally have something like that, but... yeah, and now they're cutting Medicare and Medicaid, and it's like... it's... how do I put this? It's the entire thing, but it's over a period of 10 years. So when people are like, oh my God, like 880 billion is the entire Medicaid budget. It is over a 10-year span they're doing it, but still, I mean, the thought of like Medicaid and Medicare fraud, sure, does fraud happen? Yeah, because you can defraud, somebody can find out how to defraud anything, correct? But is it happening in like waves and in ways that people are like, it's rampant? No, no, I'm sorry, it's not. It's like how people are like, drug test people on food stamps. And it's like, you know, states already tried that, right? States already totally tried that. And you know what happened? They wasted fucking money. Because it's so negligible how many people are actually on the droogs when they get help with food stamps that they were actually losing money to get everything analyzed and tested and whatnot. But yeah, what do I know? But yeah, they tried it. Okay, lots of mayonnaise, then some cheese. A mayonnaise, cheese, pickle. I love pickles, by the way. Every time I have burgers, I have to have a pickle. Okay, and it's a vegetarian burger for one. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I thought maybe since I get so scattered, having like some of the things I've seen will like not only be able to better spark a conversation, but you'll know kind of where I am. Because I do flop all over. Yeah, and I don't mean to, especially when I'm talking about human rights and like the trans terminology. And at one point, like yesterday, I used how people like say the shitty thing about trans women being men in dresses. So I was using it as a sarcastic, like quotational mark, you know, for their fuckery. But then I realized that some people could take that out of context and be like, oh, she thinks trans women are men in dresses. No, 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 no. But yeah, I don't want to be taken out of context because it's important. And I am an ally to, honestly, anybody who's not a motherfucker. Like, anybody who's not, the cruelty is the point, I'm on your side here. Like, if you are basically like, oh, I thought these people would be deported, but not my family, or not my white husband. Somebody found that out recently. That is a horrible looking burger, by the way. But yeah, this one person's husband is from England, and if you know who I'm talking about, you know. And she thought that it would be about other people, you know, i.e. brown people, because they think her husband's a white English man. And she wasn't very happy to find out that England is still, you know, somewhere immigrants can come from. She thought it was just like Mexico and all the other places that she deems inferior. So, whoopsie. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're the kind of person that wants to make this place better and you don't want to like fuck people over or whatever to get there, like censor everything and get rid of people's rights and stuff, the whole your right to your, like, your rights end at the tip of my nose. To swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose is the saying. Kind of fucked that up there, but it's true. Like, you don't get, your rights should not come at the expense of your neighbors. Or, you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. You pick up what I'm putting down. Apparently I did something bad to the burger there. So, I heard about, there's another glitch on The Sims 4, which I'm still playing a lot of, by the way. And a lot of people who play The Sims 4 play multi-generations, which you often do. And what happens is, I better get those patties on, eh? Oh, don't burn my buns are burning, hang on. And The Sims, if you play with a save on The Sims 4 for a long while, you actually can end up having your save file degrade and corrupt. Like, it deteriorates over time. So there are people losing like years-long saves with like families for how many generations, and it's fucking them totally. Like, they're losing everything. And apparently it kind of has to do with For Rent, which is one of the expansion packs where you can, like, build your own rental properties and, like, be the manager or whatever. And the new pack that's coming out, Hobbies and Skills, is also going to kind of use that pack, and it's like, or parts of that pack, and it's like, oh boy, like, that's not good. Okay, light patty, dark patty. I think that's 3 tomatoes. I can't tell. When I zoom in, it doesn't zoom in for the recipe, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's 3 tomatoes. If not, he gets tomato for free. That's not the worst thing in the world. Doo-doo. I also wanted to talk about how the NEA, which is the National Endowment for the Arts, is putting restrictions on who can apply and what their stuff is in relation to, because the National Endowment for the Arts gets their stuff from the government. So in order to still give people grants, they're going to have to make sure, like, it's not considered a DEI project, and so on and so forth. And I need to question what that is. Also not about gender, meaning nothing to do with trans people, because they need to protect the rights of cis women, which is such bullshit. They don't want to protect the rights of cis women. They're using them as a scapegoat in this instance, but they say not that either. So my question is, what constitutes DEI? If I were to receive a National Endowment for the Arts, if I were to receive a grant from them right now, today, is it considered DEI because I'm disabled? Is it considered DEI because, like, my poetry sometimes has to do with disability? Like, what is considered DEI? Is it in the room with us? How do you determine that? Does that mean me as a disabled person can't get? I know they'll be like, no, it has to do with who's best for, like, the best thing. But what if my book is, like, the best thing? Or what if my project proposal or whatever it is they have is the best thing? What if it is literally one of the best things and deserves a grant? They might be too scared to give me the grant, because they might be too scared that they're going to be like, even if everybody else that year is able-bodied, because it's more than one grant at a time, they're going to be like, well, fuck me sideways, because it could look like we're doing it for DEI's sake. Because art is so subjective. The panel could think my book would be one of the best books, or my project, like, I don't know, teaching puppies how to read, I don't know, whatever. And it could be like one of the best things, but since I'm a cripple, they're going to be like, well, are you sure hers was the best? Because I think this guy writing about being a lumberjack manly man who married a 14-year-old girl, because that's going to be legal again soon. I'm just kidding on that, I hope. But anyway, that would be the book we find a better fit. And it's like, okay then, like, okay, 2 cheeseburgers in paradise. Okay. So I think they only want one more. But yeah, it gets to be a really weird thing happening. Because some people, DEI is just about, or getting rid of it is just about, oh, it's just the best person for the job. But if I'm the best person for the job, or my book is, or whatever, you turn around and say, well, she's disabled and I really liked this book better. So technically they're not doing it. And like I said, art is subjective. So how the hell, you know, if the government has an oversight committee that looks into all the DEI claims to make sure we're not doing it, how are those people going to have the same taste? Because this is not about math homework here. 1 + 1 always is supposed to equal 2. How are we supposed to work on if, like, one TV show is better than another TV show? I loved The Librarians when it came out as a TV show. Some people totally fucking hated it. Doesn't mean it's a good show. Doesn't mean it's a bad show. I don't know. Because art is so subjective, you can't say, well, this is a good thing and this is a bad thing. So what happens then? Will they just look at the content of my book or my project? Will they just look at the fact that I'm disabled, that I'm a woman, that I'm asexual, that I'm poor, that I'm whatever, you know, non-Christian? Will they look at all that and say, it looks like DEI to me because she's different? Like, how do they determine that exactly? And, you know, what if you're the only one? So people could, with great projects, could be scared away from getting picked or even applying. Like, you know, that kind of fear could be like, well, why even apply? If I'm not a cis-hat, white, Christian man, why not apply? Or why apply anymore? Because if they're too scared to give out, the possibility alone of them being too scared to give out any kind of grant for anybody who's not the status quo, this could get bad. Okay, so he just wants 2 burgers on 2 buns. That's what this is looking like to me. So we're gonna get our buns on our buns and get going. But yeah, this is wild. And I don't mean in a good way. Because you can't really judge art like that. So they would just have to, like, guess, I suppose. And what happens if there are 2 disabled people? Is that DEI? Is, like, one of us fine, but not 2? I don't know. Like I said, this is very bad because you can't actually look at a number and say, okay, this is honestly what's going on here. Okay, I need 2 burgers. 1. Hold on a second. 2. Alright, here we go. 1 requires a pickle. And 1 requires ketchup. Okay, we have ketchup on the line. And 1 is 2 tomato pieces, so... I'm gonna have to look at the tomato pieces one first. Okay, this is the toasted patty. Okay, we need to pull this off. We'll figure that out in a minute. 1 is just a regular burger, kinda, sorta. Okay, the big one has a pickle. And then the big one has ketchup. Okay, there we go. Lots of nice ketchup and then a top bun. Enjoy your murder scene. Okay. Then we need to add the 2 pickles. Very good. Okay, so let's take a raw bun. Coming off this. And then add tomato pieces to a burger. Right. Okay. So we don't have to stop or withhold the ketchup. Sometimes it'll say like no ketchup or no onions, and then I'll be like, they wanted extra onions. Yeah, no. Okay. Very good. Looks kind of like a little bow. Very appropriate for Valentine's Day. So I've told our love story once before, but since it's Valentine's Day, Shelpers, I'm going to do it again. Husband and I met in 2005, before some of you were born, on a chatting place called Yahoo Chat. And yes, it's that Yahoo. The Yahoo that used to be a search engine. Well, technically it still is, but they just mostly parrot BuzzFeed articles now. Okay, prevents overcooking. Reduces ingredient costs. We're going to steal that. Boost tips for orders. We're going to steal that. Oh, hell. Fruits, vegetables, and mushrooms. I don't have that right now, but let's go anyway for later. Okay. Cool. Speedy cook. True. Good. Replace all coupons. Coupon prices. You know, sure. And then we'll get on with our day. Alright, kitty cat time. Okay, so back in the day, there were user-created rooms. We need 2 of these. Turn on the burner. And there were, like, different kinds of rooms. Like, rooms for disabled people, rooms for like people in their 30s. Some of them were general chatting, some of them were romance. So right, exactly. But the thing is, if you take two projects, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? And then that's the hardest part. Because art is subjective, so if they're both of good quality, like somebody could be like, oh, she got in because she's a cripple, and like, how would you know? Maybe that person really liked my goddamn book. Like, I've been told though that people only I got published me in the first place because I'm a cripple. So, you know, there is no helping some people. So one night I was in the BBW. For those of you who don't know what a BBW is, chat, it's Fat Women. Stands for Big Beautiful Women. There's also an SSBBW, a USSBBW, and there are weight limits for each. So I don't remember what the cutoffs are, but as you go up, you know, SS is like beyond a certain number of pounds, and USS is like over 600. I don't even know. So anyway, I would go into the BBW chat rooms not to find love, even though they were listed in romance, but simply because there was no actual regular room for fat women to hang out on, fat people in general. Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. The point is to not give people opportunities after a while. Or to give them, like, you remember what tokenism, right? Tokenism is? That's it. That's the one. So, I went into the fat lady room one night, and husband had been in there. I think somebody told him about the fat lady rooms. And husband is into bigger women, obviously. That's why I'm here. That's how we are. And we were both 20. And I was trying to get back into college after losing it the first time. I need a tomato. I need a piece of cheese. Okay. And I met him, and his name was very generic. I'm sorry, it was. It was basically like first name bunch of numbers. So if you ever seen people who are like, my name is Howard 743952276. Well, he was Howard. Howard bunch of numbers. Well, you know, his name's not Howard, but you get my meaning. So I was like, to make matters worse, the only thing he said to me at first was hi. Not hello. Not anything with an opening salvo, just hi. And I was doing work, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to stay for this. There's nobody hardly here. And yeah, it sounds rude on the outset, but as a woman on the internet, in a romance room, you know probably what most guys actually want from you. See tits, see ass, blah, 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 even worse. So when I had some guy who was like named bunch of numbers in my DMs, I was like, oh great, okay, we're gonna have this issue, or I could have this issue. So I was like, you know, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna leave. You know, I have had so many men that ended up being bots, true story, or like people looking for like mail order brides or whatever, what have you. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. So I was gonna leave. And my computer, my laptop, my Dell laptop that cost $2,000 back in 2004 or 5, whatever, because I think I got it the year before to start college, it would not let me leave the room, and I would have had to reboot it. And I was like, oh, great. You know, I don't really want to reboot this thing. It's getting late, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, fine, Lord. I'll talk to this dude. And I was like, hi, how are you? And then he said, you play video games? I'm a gamer too. And I was like, wow, okay. That changes stuff a little bit more. Like, he looked at my profile, and it was beyond just looking at, like, Does she show bobs? Does she whatever? Like, he actually read my profile. So he read my profile and then he said video games, and I'm like, okay, we have a point of contact. We can talk about something. And yeah, he was persistent. He was young. Yes, we are exactly the same age. But when I say he was young, I liked him a bit older. Like, I was into men in their 20s when I was 19. That's just who I am. That's just what I was into. So to find a guy who was my age, it was like, I don't know about this. And then as a gamer, I'm intrigued, okay? Does it say 6 pieces of griddled fucking cheese?
I think it's 5.
5? Does this person want to shit ever again? Like, are you having like the diarrhea, sir? And you just want to be like, yes, please. I need something to stop the blockage. Please, God, help me. Okay. We're going to send out the regular burger, and then we're going to work on this monstrosity that's afoot. Okay, we're going to ship you off to hell. Because I also need a regular piece of cheese. And then I need 5 griddled pieces of cheese. So 1, 2. But yeah, I've seen gamers who are piss babies, who will scream at their screen, and everything's not their fault, and throw their controllers and punch holes through their walls. And I was like, great, I don't know about this. I like having, you know, somebody interested in me that I can talk to, but I don't know. Okay, we're gonna put ketchup on this and get it out. So I wasn't really sure, but I'm like, I like that he likes video games. I like that he read my profile. And of course he thought I was gorgeous. Beyond gorgeous. I saw a picture of him, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Shelpers, I kind of thought he looked like a douchebag. He had a nice smile, but I thought he looked like a douchebag because he frosted his damn hair. And yes, judgmental, okay, but I've had issues with men that have certain looks and do certain things. And when he was like frosting his hair and he looked a certain way, I'm just like, I bet he's a douche. Like, I'm sorry. I know that was judgmental. Like I said, here I am 1,000 pounds and I'm just like, he kind of looks douchey, but at the same time, I was like, maybe, like, you know, don't judge a book by its cover, all that fun stuff. And we got to talking. He wanted to be my boyfriend ASAP. ASAP. Like, asked me that night, like, ASAP. Like, yes, let's do this. You know, you're fun to talk to. You're beautiful. Of course, men blow smoke up your ass all the time when they want something from you. People in general. I shouldn't just say men. Prevents overcooking of meat on the stove. Yes. That's good. Boost your work shift reward. Yes, that's good. Let's go for now. Okay. Okay, I take my order. I will wait. Okay, fine. Griddled cheese, but a raw bun. I'm fine with this. So, I didn't really want to be his. I was coming off of a heartbreak from somebody else. And I didn't feel like that was fair to either one of us. But he was persistent, so... Like, we met in May, and by June something or other, we were dating. And I thought that was quick. And within 2 weeks of dating me, mind you, he's 1,000 miles away from me at this point. After this, he's like, I want to marry you. Marry me. And I'm like, say what now? After 2 weeks of dating online. Like, all we had seen of each other was pictures. Yeah, we talked every day, but, like, yeah. And I'm just like... Right, I'm like, I just hope he's not a douche. Like, gamer with, like, frosted hair or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, but... So, 2 weeks of dating, wanted to marry me. We had lived with our families at the time. So I lived with my family up here. He lived with his family down there. He kind of, you know, he had a job and he was kind of going to a tech school for video game design. And I was trying to get back into college at that point. And I was like, I don't know about this. Like, and then I asked him the question that put a nail in his coffin. And I said, did you tell your parents you want to marry me? And he's like, no, why do I have to? I'm like, well, you live with them. Like, they're going to wonder why you're gone someday. So I denied him. He felt bad, of course. I'm laughing, but it's so nuts. And his parents were like, you haven't even seen her yet and all that. So I told him eventually, I said, we're going way too fast. I said, but you know what? If you tell your parents, we'll talk about it. So it took him until August, the middle of August that year. So we had been dating a little over 2 months. And what happened was he didn't even have the guts to tell mom about it. I was talking to his mother because all he talked about was Toluca, 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 Toluca. And so his mom's like, you know what? I should talk to this girl online. And when I said, nice to meet you, Mrs. Bajust, or Bajust mom or whatever. And I'm like, it's good to see you. I guess I should call her Mrs. Just. So nice to meet you, Mrs. Just, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, B and we were talking about, life together and what that could mean for our future. She's at this point, I think, either downstairs or upstairs or in our different room, I think. And he's in another room. And she says to him just that fast, did you ask that girl to marry you? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, well, now that the cat's out of the bag, I said, if you still want to go for it, we can go for it. So we got engaged before even seeing each other on webcam. Back in the day, webcams were a whole different beast. You had like, a lot of people still had dial-up and it was very slow. And, I will die on the hill of, online dating is really hard, but at the same time, it can be really necessary in some cases. Like, back in my day, there was only so much you could do. On cam, whatever. You could still send, like, the naughty pictures and what they used to call cyber back in the day, where you, like, did virtual naughty things together. But it was like a slideshow. Like, yeah, you guys don't know how good you have it now. You couldn't really play games with each other online that were like full-on video games as easily as you could nowadays. So there was like a lot of stuff you just could not do. So one of the things we did frequently and a lot was talk. So yes, exactly. But something I learned, his dad was all in for his mom too. Like when they met, like his dad was like a Rhodes Scholar and like with big fluffy hair, and he was kind of like a clown and a geek, and his mom was a fucking beauty queen. And when he saw her, he was like, that's it. That's the one. That's her. That's my everything. That's every day of my life right there. And they still write each other love notes, and they're going to be married like, I want to say, hold on, let me do my math here. 46 years this year, maybe? So sometimes you just know. I don't really recommend going that fast, though. I mean, I know it sounds like it worked out for like me and Bajust and Mr. and Mrs. Just, but it's also a huge leap, and yeah. Okay, we have an onion griddled on a burger, so let's get the burger going, and then a cheeseburger, and then we'll worry about the griddled onions. But yeah, he knew right away, and I was like, the thing is, I was already starting to have feelings for him before we started dating. Like, he went to go visit his grandmother with his family, and like, I think it was Memorial Day, the one in like late May. And I started looking for him around the internet. Like, is he gonna pop on? Is he gonna talk to me? And then as I'm looking around, I'm like, God damn it, Taluki, you are smitten already, you stupid fuck. Like, I was really upset with myself for being like that all in right away. I'm like, because what if this is love bombing? You know, all that fun stuff. Because it was quick, you know, all that. So, I don't know. I was like very. I was castigating myself for all of it, but it worked out. When it was Sweetest Day, which is in October, he bought a webcam so I could actually see him on webcam. And you want to know one of the first things he did on webcam? You can guess. He pointed the webcam right at his damn television and showed me Rocket Knight. I think that's what it's called. The one with the like the possum or whatever. Yeah, he fucking showed me Rocket Knight. So here I'm on dial-up watching like a slideshow of Rocket Knight as he's like looking back at the camera every once in a while to like make sure it's still centered for me to see and what I'm saying about him playing Rocket Knight. And I'm like, well, he didn't lie about being a gamer. Like, if one of the first things your true love does for you is like literally try to be a streamer for you so you could watch him play one of his favorite games, like, he wasn't lying. So that's what we did on Sweetest Day that October. He set it up for me and I watched him play video games. We're big gamers, so that's a good thing. And he talks about games a lot, and at least I knew he wasn't lying. You know, and his mom and dad were like, well, what if she's, you know, a killer, what if whatever? And I said, what do I make up that I live with my family, I'm disabled, I'm fat as fuck? What do I make all this shit up? Like, all the different things I have wrong with me medically. Like, maybe to make it sound like I am very, I don't want to say useless, but non-threatening. But honestly, there's no way in hell. Yes, I live in a 2-bedroom trailer with my mom and 2 older brothers. We have almost no money for anything ever. There were times in our lives we would almost starve to death. Like, yes, it sounds totally like a fairy tale, doesn't it? So I'm like, why would I lie about this? Like, why wouldn't I say, like, yes, dear, I own my own house. Like, come over, I have a pool. Like, you'll drown in my eyes. Like, I don't know. Like, why would I make that a thing? I hope I put 2 onions on there. But anyway. Cheeseburger in paradise again. I don't know, maybe. Like, if you're disabled, like, there's a less of a chance you'll, like, murder the kid, I guess. I don't know. But I would show him Polaroids. We would write each other letters. Yes, actual letters. It was a long time ago, Shelpers. Long, long ago. And then we met the day after Christmas of that year. His parents wanted him to wait to meet me until like spring of the next year. And then they were like, well, maybe summer, maybe after you've been dating a year. And you know what? My family actually pooled their money together because my brothers were like working at the time. At least one of them was, I think. Yeah, no, both of them were. And my mom and my brothers bought him a plane ticket for Christmas. I did something terrible. Please hire professionals. I don't know what I did wrong. But I digress. Okay. Make burgers here. Okay, 1 burger. I'll try to be better, Mr. Rat. I know it's a kangaroo, but anyway. So that's what my family did, is they pitched in to get him a plane ticket to come here. So the day after Christmas, the airport is still covered up in, you know, big Christmas trees. They're still piping in Christmas music. And his plane is like at half an hour late, then 37 minutes late. And I'm freaking out because one of the things that Bajust had a problem with is that he had never flown and he was afraid to fly. And I understand that. I'm still afraid to fly. Like, I've never flown in my life. Like, they destroy wheelchairs, blah, blah, blah. So I totally understand where he was like, you know, I don't want to fly. I'm just afraid to fly. So I actually thought when it was late that he didn't get on the plane. Why the plane would not arrive if he were not on it, I don't know. It was just kind of like panicky mindset. And then I knew he had layovers and that he had been on the other planes. So then I thought, could he have gotten like lost in Ohio or something? The Skibidi, Ohio. And it was just, yeah, it was wild. So I tried not to let myself think about that and just, you know, kept on keeping on. And my mom would try to make me laugh. So I was like freaking out to the point where I actually was like starting to laugh uncontrollably waiting for him. Like, it was really bad. Mom would make a joke and I would laugh so hard. Whoops. Sorry about that. You guys took a tumble. That was my... Hold the phone. Beep. Please, Snowball, stay put, please. Don't be drunk. Okay. Very good. I put it up on the hill further. Maybe it'll last farther. God dang it. Okay, turn on the bun maker. But yeah, so then he arrived, finally. He was one of the last people getting off the plane, and oh my goodness. He looked incredible. He was beautiful. Like, you know those movies, the romance movies, where the guy sees the girl or vice versa, and like as they're looking at each other, like everything blurs in the peripheral, and they're just like, it's only them. Like, time has a weird way of like slowing down, but everything blurs, and all they like see is each other, and they do this like camera trick where that's what it looks like, is just people like passing by in a blur, but everything just also slows down because, at least in their little bubble, that's exactly what it was like. I saw him and it was only him. Like, immediately and forever. And he walked right up to me, set his bag down, wrapped his arms around me, and gave me a kiss right on the lips. Now, we just had been kissed before he met me. I had never been kissed before he met me. And wouldn't you know, for the rest of my mom's goddamn life, she'd be like, I was there when my daughter got her first kiss. Oh, God. Thanks, Mom. Like, thank you. So, there was that. And we went back to the trailer, and we were with my family the whole time, of course. And Mom would actually let him sleep in her bed, because we had 2 twin beds in the bedroom we had shared. So, the vegetarian burger, wait, oh, there's 3 of them, not 2 of them. Okay, hold on. I honestly thought it said 2 shoppers. I'm an idiot. But yeah, and then he would crawl in my tiny ass fucking twin bed with me, and we would just hold each other. We had barely any room to breathe, but that's how he liked it, I guess. I'm gonna just watch the cheese because it'll burn. And then, like, on New Year's Day of 2006, he went back to his home planet. And he did not look back when we let him out of the van at the airport. I didn't go in with him. He did not look back at me, and I thought, oh, fuck. Like, absolutely, oh, fuck. I thought, he's not going to look back because he doesn't want to be with me anymore, or what have you. And I was sleep deprived because he had cried all night in my arms because he did not want to go back home. And I was like, it'll be okay. We'll be fine. And he was crying, and then the next day he wasn't crying. But I didn't sleep all night that night. I just held on to him. And then, when we got home from the airport, I needed to take a nap because it was just exhausting for me. And when I went to my room and laid my head on my pillow, it smelled like him. And I lost my absolute shit. And I just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. And when he got on the phone with me the next time, he was crying. I was crying. Everybody was crying as far as like me and him. Like over and over again. Like, and his parents are like, well, because they had said, well, if you're still in love by this time, maybe you can move up in the summer. Maybe you could try to get a job up there, like a job at Walmart and transfer. Like, and when they saw how miserable he was, they were like, you know what? You know what? You can go back on your birthday. Like move there on your birthday. So, February of 2006, he was up here with me. And we have lived together ever since. But yeah, and that was, like I said, 8 months from, well, technically 9 because we met in May. So that was like 9 months from start to finish. From going from not knowing each other at all to dating to being engaged. Yes, we exchanged rings formally on Christmas when he got there. So the day after Christmas, by the light of the tree, we exchanged rings. I had bought him a simple gold band, and he had bought me an amethyst engagement ring, because amethyst is our birthstone and my favorite stone pretty much. So we exchanged rings by the Christmas tree. It was an amazing time. We took a Polaroid together. I still have it somewhere, like our original picture together. Okay, a burger with no ketchup, let's go. And a regular old cheeseburger. So yeah, that's history. We moved in together in 2006. We were engaged from the, August 18th of 2005. We got married in June of 2007. And we actually lived with my family until the fall of 2008. And then we had our own place, and that's where we remain. Is the place that we found together. So it was just so immediate. And I really freaked out when he told me his birthday. I don't know if I thought he was fucking with me or what, but I was like, there's no way you were born on February 18th. And he's like, why? Because I'm like, I'm born on February 18th. I'm like, you're messing with me. He's like, I am not. Okay, no ketchup on this one burger. I've met people born on my birthday before, but I never found anybody born on my birthday. Oh shit, we need griddled cheese on this. Oh wait, it's a vegetarian burger. Okay, hold on, one burger. Let's get this out the door so my ass ain't confused. Okay, toasted bun with ketchup, then griddled cheese is one. Okay, and then tomato is 2. So I'll put that on after we get this going. 1, 2. But yeah, the first game we ever played together was Sonic Fighters. He's always been a Sonic fan. I like Sonic 2, just not as much as him. So when he said what? I'm sorry. I'm already past it. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's basically, it was a whirlwind courtship, as the kids used to say. And yeah, we've had our ups and downs, of course. I was still feeling Lewis at the time. Oh no, I was like, you're fucking with me. He's like, no, why? Why do you sound so, surprised? Why do you sound... He's like, are you upset with me? Why? I'm like, no. But at the same time, I was like, I had gone to school with some girls who had my birthday, just not the same year. But, between... And I know this is gonna sound crazy as hell, but I dreamed about him a couple times. And I could explain, like, the dreams, and, like, I would never see a face, but I would see like really poofy hair. And I would like hear a voice before I met him. And it was him. Like the voice, everything matched up. When I heard his voice, I was like, oh my God. You know, the thing is, when we first met and he had the hair job, the dye job, whatever, I was like, oh, this, I had thought my dreams were just dreams. Don't let your dreams be memes or whatever. But I honestly was like, oh, it's not the guy, because even though the voice sounds like really fucking similar, his picture is that of like a bleach blonde, like a frosted douchebag. So there was no way it was him. And then when he showed me like what his hair really looks like without the dye job and the styling and whatever, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But yeah, I had two dreams about this guy whose face was in shadow, who had like really curly brown hair, and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. But I couldn't see his face. It was bizarre. But with my computer fucking up and us having the same birthday and all that, my mom would say, I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in fate, but you two make me reconsider. So I always thought that was a sweet thing to say, really. And like I said, part of the reason I think we don't get involved too much with Valentine's Day is that when we're always spending time together, like, people find an excuse to, like, do nice things for each other and whatnot. Yeah, that's good. Like, whatever you want to do, but, like, our birthday is, like, 4 days away. We share the same damn birthday. Like, we're having, like, our, families over if we do that kind of thing. Like, around that time and everything. So there's not too much of a reason for us to celebrate Valentine's Day, because like 4 days would just be like, oh, we're doing this shit again. Oh shit, here we go again. With the presents and the flowers and yeah. So it was just never that big of a deal. Which is fine. Because we spent a hell of a lot of time together. Yesterday, we actually were going through some of this as a joint game. Because we can play a 2-player like I showed you that one time. But also, we were going through Left 4 Dead 2. So, here we are in the passage, the like 3rd episode or whatever it is. And we're trying not to get clobbered and die. And, we're just hanging out together. And the thing is, I always say to Bajust, I think we hang out too often. Like, we live together. He is my caregiver. So he is, like, with me a lot. Like, imagine having a partner where, like, even when you're in the bathroom, you're not always alone. And it's not because they come rushing in while you're taking a shower to take a shit or something. It's literally because they also have to, like, help you in the shower and shit. So it's like we are on top of each other a lot. Like right now, even though he's playing his Switch and he's got headphones on, he's literally sitting like, what, 3 feet away from me? Like, we can reach over and clasp hands right the fuck now. So we're almost always on top of each other unless he has to go to the bank or something. So I'm just like, maybe we should have less time, but it works for us. Some couples, they can't really stand each other, or it works out better for them when they limit their time because one person needs more time apart. But with us, we've always been up each other's butts and no regrets. I usually think that he's going to want his own time though, but he never does. He's like, I've had plenty of time away from you. You played The Sims for hours and I was playing what I played. I'm like, that's not time apart, and you dang well know it. But yeah, he always is like, why do you want time away from me? I'm like, it's better, it's healthier, But he's always like, I don't see it that way. I'm like, I know you don't. I get that. Oh, shoot. Well, they want both burgers to have mayonnaise, so that's good. Okay, a burger with mayo. This is over and done. Okay, and what does this one want? A cheeseburger with mayo. We might as well just put both of them on the bottom. Thank God that guy wants cum. That would have been really awkward otherwise. Alright, because we had already had a little bit of a mishap. Oops. Alright, so now we need a griddled onion, which is fine. I'm not quite sure what we're doing for our birthday dinner yet, but husband has the means to make a yellow butter cake with white frosting. I love things like brownies and stuff, but for some reason my body will not abide a chocolate cake. It's like I get like immediately over chocolated for some reason. But I don't with a brownie with chocolate frosting, and I cannot rightfully explain that one. Okay. Cheese. There we go. They're not going to be happy with me this time, but meh. But yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing for dinner. The only out food we really eat nowadays is like ordering from a chain like Domino's or whatever. Because DoorDash is expensive as all hell. And we don't do that. And with all the pandemic stuff still, right now the flu is really goddamn bad. And RSV is pretty damn bad. And, you know, COVID is still around. And I'm just like, okay then. Like, we need to just, you know, not do that. So he might cook something at home. I'm not sure. We're probably going to spend a lot of time together. I was hoping that Paramount would have the new Sonic movie, but doesn't really seem like it, unfortunately. People were like, oh, it's definitely going to come out this month. It's definitely going to come out this month. All they have so far is the trailer. Because we really wanted... Okay, let's put the burgers on. Let's... Damn it. Turn the burner on. Not the burger on. God damn it. And then add a piece of griddled cheese. So we need a raw. Then we need a cook. We're going to have to, like, switch that out. So I was kind of hoping that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 would be up and ready for our birthday, but it isn't. And everybody was like, oh, it'll be on by the 20th. And I'm like, well, that's close enough. But nope, not even. So I won't be streaming Tuesday, obviously. And then sister is coming over on... Oh, that's 2 pieces of griddled cheese. God damn it. Sister's coming over on Friday like normal. Okay, this is the regular. This is the griddled. It's more shiny, I guess. I don't know. Okay. And 2 pieces of griddled cheese with a burger and a cheeseburger. Drown it in ketchup and smack it off the conveyor belt. So I know I won't be streaming on Friday next week either. I had thought about Monday and Thursday, but you can't quote me on that one at this point. I almost didn't stream today because I have a huge headache and, like, at points today I could barely talk. So, I know me barely talk. Oh my god, death's door, right? So, yeah, it does sound really good. And of course, by the time we see it, because we don't see it in theaters, but Justice spoiled on a lot of it. So he's like, damn it, I saw something else. Because somebody will use like a big pivotal point on the thumbnail, or just put like something right out on the internet without putting on spoilers. So there's been stuff he spoiled to already, but yeah, we really wanted to see it in theaters. But since it came out in the winter time, and it's hard for me to like maneuver everywhere in the winter, we just didn't get out to see it. Plus, it was around Christmas, and we're already so ungodly busy around the December Christmas that we just could not justify going out then. Okay, burger. I almost put the ketchup on the conveyor belt. Hope you like extra ketchup. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I was hoping. Maybe in March. Maybe in March it'll be on and we can buy a month. right now we don't pay for any of our, like any of the streaming services. We don't have Hulu, which is one we normally do have. We don't have anything. We don't normally pay for Netflix because they keep increasing their prices. So, I mean, they all do, but Netflix is one we don't. So right now we have Tubi, which is the freebie. So, is that 3 pickle, 3 onion, chat? I think so. I'm gonna say it is because my eyesight's bad. And better to overfeed them than underfeed them, I guess. So, yeah. But eventually we should buy it like a month or whatever. So yeah, we have nothing right now. We have Tubi and Pluto, the freebies. And of course YouTube, the freebie. So. There we go. Alright, I actually did a good thing there. Some of these cats look like they've seen some shit, I tell ya. My masters were doing what in that bed? Okay. Yep, cooking that. We need a raw bun. But yeah, eventually you open up new, not just new stars to go to like different planets, but you open up other things as well. Like new recipes and stuff like that. So it's good to have at least other recipes before you move on. So I was reading Science Alert, I think it is. And Science Alert is like, black hole on collision course with the Milky Way. And I'm like, okay, how long is that gonna be? Because nobody's panicking about this. I know it's a long way off. And it started talking about how they found it and everything. And then like way down in the, because you know, clickbait headlines. And then at the end, they're just like, it'll collide in about 2 billion years. And I'm like, okay then. Like, humans will probably be gone by then. Like, probably definitely. We don't seem to want to survive very long. I mean, we say we do, but our choices, not so much. So, I was like, all right then. Sounds tremendous. But yeah, when they clickbait article titles, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be somewhat true, but they're leaving something out. Okay, increase burger and sandwich costs by 50%. Yes, please. And meat dish prices raise up. Sure. Oh, wait. Welcome to the coupon system. Okay, hold on. No. I think I did something wrong. Okay, there we go. There we go. I didn't want a tutorial at this point. You look cute. You're adorable. I would adopt you. Unfortunately, with a mech, you can run away faster than I can catch you, but that's a whole different story. I've said these words to my husband. No, I'm kidding. So yeah. I like reading the science stuff and the psychology stuff and all that. And it worries me because, well, you know, we've demonized science to the point where, like, so many people don't even believe anything they read about science. Unless the person that told them not to believe in science tells them to believe this particular thing, they don't. And that's what worries me. And I don't mean people who think critically and all that. Think critically, but, you know, asshat1257 should not be your science news. Or you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, it's alarming, but not surprising at the same time. Why did you not like what I made you, pretty kitty? Why did you not like it? Did you want meal mix? Okay, burger with pickles, griddled cheese, and griddled onion. Well, getting pretty fancy, aren't you there? Okay, hold on. The bun is bloody raw. 1 griddled onion and 1 griddled cheese. There we go. Yep, pull this off there. And this off here. Yeah, eventually you get red onions, you get red peppers, you get eggs because people want egg sandwiches. You know, when I was a kid, we would do egg sandwiches, like, you could, like, make them all look yellow instead of just whatever, but Then again, that's pretty much what they do at McDonald's too, I guess. I haven't had McDonald's breakfast in like 10 years. Wait, no, that's not true. Hold, please. I think it was 6 years, yeah. Because when we had a renovation in this place in 2019. Like, okay, imagine if you will. You are me. And you... Oh, didn't put the ketchup on. God damn it. Oh, I guess I did. Okay. You are me. And you just get done with chemo. And as you're going through chemo, they tell you, hey, you're going to have to relocate for about 3 weeks. Like, and I'm like, well, I can't do it right now. I'm on chemo. Like, you can't kick me out of my house right now. And then they're like, well, it's more like toward the fall. So I get done with chemo like late summer or whatever. And like within maybe a month, I have to like vacate for like 3 weeks. So we had to stay with my family. So, and that was a difficult time in Toluca history. So, okay, ketchup and mayonnaise. And people always think like when you lose your hair, it's going to be like the worst thing in the world. And I really thought that as well. But I actually took to it pretty well. I didn't shave it all off. I just had a husband literally like cut it off as it was falling out because so much of it was just going. And at first, you don't lose your hair all at once, which is what people think, really. They think, oh, after the first dose, it's going to be like so bad, you're going to lose all your hair. That's not true, actually. I didn't really lose my hair after the first dose. Like, it was like somewhat, but then it stopped, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be so bad. Dose 2 was like, adios, fuckers. And like, handfuls of them just kept coming out onto my pillow, everything. So I was like, son of a bitch. So eventually, after it got too thin, I just looked at Bajust and said, cut this shit off my head. But yeah, I almost had a breakdown when they were like, because when you are going to try on hats and wigs for when you lose your hair, they actually put a balding cap on you. You know, like you see a Saturday Night Live sketch where it like pretends that they're bald. Well, that's what they put on you. Not only does it like keep your like possible like germs or lice or whatever to yourself, but also it keeps it simulates baldness so you get a better feel for what the wig and stuff is gonna feel like or look like at the very least. And oh boy, was I had a time that day. They pulled me into that back room and then they started like showing me all this stuff. And anything that I remotely liked, they started piling into a bag. And at first I thought I was going to have a wig. Because one of the things I do like about me, one of the very few I like about me, as like a 7,000 pound person with like a deformed body and all this other shit, I like my hair. I've always liked my hair. I say that as a turtle who's bald, I realize that, but you know what I mean. And I actually had a very difficult time getting through that day. And of course, my husband is so sweet. He's like, you look amazing and everything. And I'm like, thank you. Like, but I didn't feel amazing. I felt like I was losing my grip looking in the mirror. And I was just like, I don't think I can have something that like simulates or my own hair. I know some people do and whatnot, but I'm just like, I heard about all different kinds of wigs and that there are lace front wigs and that, you know, you have to like really take care of them and you can style them. And I was just like, this is going to be absolutely fucking exhausting. And since chemo already makes you fucking exhausted, I didn't mean to turn that off. Since chemo makes you fucking exhausted, I was just like, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't do something where I don't know how to properly take care of it. So then I settled on hats. So I didn't shave my whole head off, but I looked like I had a little down feathers. So it was tough, but it was like, at the same time, when your body is getting so worn down by chemo, there's only so many give a fucks you can actually have at the time. Like, chemo makes your skin crack open. Certain medications can fuck with your bladder. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit that goes on. So, you're just like, you know what? I don't... Like, this is the least of my problems at that point. So, I didn't actually opt for a wig. I still have, like, all of my hair stuff as well. I hope I never fucking need it again, but I have it. So, but that was tough, partially because they found my first cancer, and then they said the second cancer wasn't cancer, couldn't possibly be cancer, and then they were wrong. So here I was thinking that I was safe, and then the next year after I had undergone radiation and all that other fun stuff, they were like, well, this thing looks wrong still, and it looks like it's growing. And I'm like, well, fuck me sideways. So Thanksgiving, I spent it in a hospital getting a major surgery for what amounted to a biopsy. It was in a really fucked up spot. And I ended up being there, and the anesthesiologist was a gem, and he kept singing me Christmas carols, wheeling me off into the room. At least that was the one. And I was just like, well, motherfucker. So, but it was good. It was good as far as, like, they were all nice to me, and I'm cancer-free now, and that's what you hope for. Although, so many people, they don't have cancer for a while, and then they get it again, and I'm just like, please, God, I've already had it twice. Like, we can try something else now. How about giving Toluca everything she wants instead? You know, the cancer arc is all played out on Toluca's book. Please just give me something different. Okay, now we need a baked one. I think this is going to be my last day of running the restaurant. I'm starting to flag a little bit. I can feel it. And I don't want to just, like, have you guys, like, sit here and listen to me, like, yak. Oh, I'm trying to keep the conversation going, and that's not fair to you for me to just be, like, I don't want to say have you be an afterthought, but I want to bring you my best. Uh-oh. Why are you laughing at me or something else? Oh, somebody else. Okay. Because I'm like, I don't want you to be an afterthought, and husband starts chuckling, and I'm like, excuse the hell out of you, Mr. Duck? But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's not me. There we go. Some nice ketchup for you. But yeah, I don't know if he and I are playing this tonight. I don't know if... We watched a couple episodes of Sonic Boom last night. That was nice. Sonic Boom is on Tubi. A lot of the Sonic shows, like Sonic Underground or X or whatever, are on Tubi. Well, I need a well-done burger. Whoa, okay. The griddled cheese. I hope I didn't give my grilled bun. Oh god, I gave my grilled bun to the outside world. Fuck my ass. I gave them a burger with a griddled bun. That is not smart. Right? So many people have actually had that happen to them before. Where they're like, you know, I'm a cancer, and people are like, don't talk about yourself that way or whatever. And at first you think it's them being an asshole, but then you realize they think that, you know, things be happening, and you're like, oh, no. When I had my first cancer, I kept it quiet because I didn't want people to worry about it. And so many people lie about cancer, which I think is fucking vile. But they do it for attention, or because they're scared of one thing or another. Or they, you know, are getting tested for cancer and then never correct the record. So when that was going on, I didn't really want to, like, talk about it as far as that goes. He's gonna give me a low score, I don't care. And he doesn't look like a happy kitty anyway. Oh, apparently I did it right. I thought I gave him the wrong button, but anyway. Okay, big burger. We can do this.
And I told you about the time, like, I told people, and then someone from my past who never talked to me hardly at all after high school, she actually said to me, "Oh, my best friend at one point had cancer. Like, what cancer drugs are you taking?" And just like the way she kept on about like my treatment regimen and stuff, I honestly felt like she was trying to suss out whether or not I was being legitimate, whether or not I was being truthful, you know? And I'm like, I'm on the ABVD cocktail. And she's like, is that one of the ones where it's like they call it the Red Devil? I'm like, yeah. And so she was like, okay. But it's like she didn't believe me until I kept giving her more and more information. And I wanted to say, girl, do you want to see my cancer slides? Like, they gave them to me. Do you want to see my medical records where they say this is the diagnosis she has? Like, I could do that. So, and then after that, like she got enough information from me. She didn't even check in on me to see if I was okay or how the like treatment was going. She just stopped talking to me for months after that. And it's like, okay, I don't know why. Like, so once she found out like what my drugs were and what my stuff was, she just stopped talking to me. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Like, why would you grill me like you think I stole the Clotman Diamond? And yes, it's a Garfield and Friends reference, though Garfield cartoon. Why would you grill me like I have the Clotman Diamond in my underpants? But then leave instead of like check in on me? I have no idea. I honestly felt like it was an interrogation. Which, like I said, so many people do lie about that stuff. I kind of understand it. So now we have mustard. Now we have endless shift mode. I've never done that. And I got extra stuff. So you all know what time it is. I'm going to wrap up the restaurant. Next week, we should be going back to Cult of the Lamb. I hope. I just didn't have the spoons for it today. I'm not sure what else I'm doing next week, but I will figure it out. And I don't think I'm doing the demo for Monster Hunter because it comes out in 2 weeks and we got that unlocked. So we're going to be doing the full game anyway. But they do have the Yakuza Majima pirate fantasy story thing. So I might give that a whirl because they have a demo for that. So, all right, everybody, I will let you know what the new schedule is and hopefully I can stick with it and have a wonderful Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. Remember, the person you need to love, one of them is you. So please remember that. And try to be as kind to you as possible, especially in this economy. All right? Everyone take care. I'll see you next week. Bye.